Hey loves, welcome back to another video. This is Heal the New Sexy, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships for millennial women. My name is Cynthia and I am a licensed therapist. I want to discuss today, if I was doing my healing journey again in 2025, what would I do? What steps would I take, right? So the first thing I would do is that I wouldn't wait until the pain became unbearable. Quick story, I started going to therapy a few years ago. I want to say almost 10 years ago, I started therapy. I grew up in a home with domestic violence. I grew up in a home that was very chaotic. But what spurred me to go into therapy is that I thought I was going to lose my job. Yep, and I had already been fired before. And the writing was on the wall. And I was like, you know what? I need to go to therapy because I was struggling. Do you hear me? I was struggling with anger. I was really angry 10 years ago. And so I said, let me go to therapy. But if I were going to do it all over again in 2025, I would not wait until my life had fallen apart. What I see quite often is, especially in my own practice, is I see women seeking therapy when they feel like their life is falling apart, right? The last shoe is dropped? I don't know what the saying is, but whenever that has happened, that's when they seek therapy. They don't seek therapy when they first see the cracks, okay? That's when you should seek therapy, or that's when you should seek coaching. That's when you should seek help. When you see the first red flag. Okay, but what happens, and I don't know if you're watching this, you may not know this, but we have what's called the stages of change. So there's pre-contemplation, where you feel like there's nothing wrong, there's not an issue. And then there's contemplation, where you say, maybe I should get help, or maybe I should change. And this could be with anything. This could be with weight loss. This could be with eating, your eating habits. This could be with your relationships. But then there's the action stage, where you say, listen, I got to do something about this, or there could be some type of consequence, whatever that is, right? I keep gaining weight, or it's impacting my health, or it's impacting my mental health and my physical health, my financial health, my spiritual health, right? Excuse me. So those are the stages of change. I see many women in the action stage. That's when all hell has broken loose. But really, if we could be more proactive in the pre-contemplation stage, it saves us a lot of heartbreak. It saves us a lot of devastation, anxiety, depression. So that's the first thing I would do. I would go to therapy sooner, right? I would be less prideful, because really I think pride is what prevents us from getting help, because we feel like we have it under control. You don't have to go to therapy or seek coaching when things fall apart, okay? So that's the first thing I would do this year. Second, I would get very clear about what I needed. What is the type of help that I need from a therapist or from a dietitian? What is the goal? A lot of times people come to therapy because they don't want to hurt anymore, right? I don't want to feel this way anymore. But it's very important for you to be very clear about the goal that you have in mind. At the end of this, what do I want to be, right? Do I want to be less anxious? Do I want to have less depression? Do I not want to struggle with imposter syndrome? Do I want to be bold? Do I want to repair and rekindle relationships? Have the end in mind. And you may say, why? Because that helps you to choose the therapist that you want to work with, or the coach you want to work with, okay? Let's say you want to make more money in 2025. You're not going to seek a relationship coach. You're going to seek a business coach, right? This business coach is going to help you plan out, map out your business and the steps you need to take in order to be successful. So if you seek with the goal in mind, you'll be more successful in finding the person who you need to work with. Number 3, I tell clients this all the time. You have the right to fire your therapist or to fire your coach. If it's not a match, fire them, right? I tell my clients that, listen, if it ever gets to a point where I'm no longer helping you, say, hey, Cynthia, this is not working for me. And you feel the freedom to fire your coach, right? Feel the freedom to fire your therapist. I see sometimes people not getting what they need in therapy or in coaching, but they keep going back to the same coach. That person may not be the person who's called to you. That person may not be the person that has the skills in order to help you. And that's okay. It's just like going to a doctor. If you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, go get a second opinion. You're like, I know I got this chest pain. The doctor's like, oh no, maybe it's just stress or maybe it's gas. No, sugar. You could be having a heart attack. Take your healing journey just as serious. Hey, listen, I'm not getting what I want from this experience. So let me find someone else who can help me. Every therapist has their own unique strengths and weaknesses. We are human beings. Every coach has their own unique strengths and weaknesses. We are human beings. We have our own modalities. We have our own vision in which we view and see life. So everybody is not going to be compatible. If your therapist is not your girl, you like, listen, I can't wait to go to therapy because my therapist is really helping me. Don't waste years of your life with that therapist, okay? And don't waste your money in coaching because coaching is a luxury. So if you feel like you're not getting what you need out of that, seek someone else, right? The fourth thing I would do, I hope I'm counting right. I wasn't good at math, but I didn't know how to count. So number four. What I would do is I would understand that coaching and therapy is only an hour a week, but the real work happens outside of the session. And this is something I tell all the women I work with. Your transformation doesn't happen in the hour that we're together. Your transformation happens in all of the hours you spend outside of therapy and coaching, implementing the tools and the skills that you learned within the hour, because that builds your confidence, right? When you are going through change, it requires for you to develop new skills and to be confident in them. And you're not going to be confident just coming and doing the work for an hour, right? It's just like this. We become more confident in the gym the more we go to the gym. We become more confident. I took swimming lessons at 25. Listen, I ain't got really in a pool since then. So I'm going to do some swimming lessons again this spring. But I know I'm going to get more confident. The more I'm out there, was this backstroke? The more I'm out there doing that backstroke, the more I'm out there, whatever this is. Okay, I don't know what that stroke is. I'm going to become more confident the more I practice it. The more you implement what you learn in that hour session, the more confident you'll become, the more sure you'll become in your day-to-day life and your interactions. If you're working on communication, then you're going to have to implement the skills that you're learning in your day-to-day life with your supervisor, with your loved one, with your girlfriends, okay? So these are a few things that I would do if I was starting my healing journey over again in 2025, but I would love to hear from you. Are you starting your healing journey this year? If you are and you don't mind sharing, I would love to hear what areas you are focused on working on, right? Working on being less anxious, working on killing that imposter syndrome, right? Because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. There's none like you. They can't do what you do. You are that girl. But if you're working on being more confident, if you're working on your self-esteem, I would love to hear from you below in the comments. I hope you have a great day. I know that 2025 is your year. There's a video that I did that I will tag below where I asked everyone to share with me what they're working on, okay? So I would love to hear what you're working on because I am rooting for you. I'm supporting you. If you don't have anyone in your corner, know that I'm in your corner. I am in your corner cheering you on. So I love you. I hope to hear from you soon down in the comments, and I'll talk to you later. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.